look at these nasties.
No, that's crap.
Good morning, friends, and welcome to another video. Today's video is about gardening, of course. I'm standing right next to a little spot on the far end of my house, and today I am going to use this spot to make a bed for my pumpkins and squash, because this part of the property here has never been touched or farmed or anything like that. And I was looking at the dirt and it's so nice and rich, and there's a lot of earthworms in there, and it's in a spot where it's just like in a little slope, and I'm like, oh, I think that's going to be a great area. Oh, mosquitoes. that's gonna be that's gonna be a great area for pumpkins, because they can, like, spread themselves all the way on the other side and on the way to this side. So I figure I'm gonna plant the pumpkin there, and my husband said, oh, that's gonna be a fantastic idea, because we plant pumpkin on the other side of our garden, but then they just take over. So we just want the space to plant other things like beans and okra and stuff like that. So this year, that's what I am doing on this side here. So I'm gonna show you. The ground is just like filled with weeds, and there was a whole bunch of trees here. Let me see. Right, so if you can see right there, there's a whole bunch of trees. There were a whole bunch of trees there, but they died last year. We don't know what the problem were, and there were only two left. So my husband just chopped them down before winter came, and so now just the stumps remain. He's gonna come and cut the stump out for me, but in the meantime, I'm just gonna start to clear it, and I have my seeds all prepared. I know what I'm planting. So let me do that, and I'll show you guys the amount of seeds that I'm gonna plant, and different variety of pumpkins and squash I'm gonna put here. I'm going to try to trellis some like on a bed, because we trimmed some of the tree in our forest this way, and there's a lot of branches on the ground. And I saw this Vietnamese guy did a trellis for pumpkins and squash, like just like a low down trellis, and they look so amazing on it. So I am going to try this trellising squash, whatever, and I'll keep you guys up to date and show you what it looks like. But let me show you where I'm going to plant, and then we're going to get clearing the spot. So this is the spot. As you can see, I got my fork, I got my spade there, and I got some branches right there. As you can see, all the stump is all poking up, but I think it's a nice spot. So it's pretty large. Let me back up so you guys can see. It's pretty large, and I think that's going to be a nice area to put my pumpkins and squash. So yeah, that's what it is. So I am removing all the dead branches that is on the ground. I'm just going to give you a little bit of history of what this place was. It was filled with trees. So this is, I think in Canada here they call it like a deer. They call this tree like deer tree because it bears like flowers, and they love to eat it. There's a name for it, but I just can't remember the name right now. But it bears this reddish flowers in like in a cluster, and they love to eat it. So we had a whole bunch of them there, and they were quite big. And then last year they just all died, so my husband had to cut them down, and of course they were big. So we used some of the wood already, and we burned them, and now we just have all the branches left, most of the small branches, because we use the bigger like trunks of the trees there. And that's what I am getting rid of there at the moment. And guys, it's a lot of them, because the whole area had trees, and we were kind of sad that they all die. But I think the trees caught some kind of disease or something, and then it spread onto each other. And I mean, they didn't look like if they had a disease. They were fine, and all of a sudden the branches just got dry, all the leaves fell down, and like the whole, I don't know, maybe around 30 of them. Yeah, we had about maybe 30 or more. in that small area there, they were just packed together and they just all die. But anyways, it was good wood. We use it to do many things, heating, cooking stuff and whatever. So we were happy for the wood. So that is what I'm doing. It's a really tedious task, but it has to be done, because if I'm going to use the whacker there, I can't have any pieces of wood in the way, because it's just gonna break the whacker. And then once I whack, I'm gonna pass the lawnmower over it, because it's pretty flat enough there, and it's just gonna make the grass a little bit more flatter, and then it's gonna give me like opportunity to get rid of more of the grass, so I can use my fork and dig better, and I can even like get rid of a lot of the roots and stuff that is in there. So that is exactly what I'm doing. So I pulled out a lot of the bushes and I did a little bit of walking. And I realized that some of the stumps that was cut before are still kind of sticking out. So I need to get rid of them. So that's what my husband is doing. He has a chainsaw and he's going to try to cut the stumps as low as we can. And then we're going to try to dig up some of them, like the one that I have in my hand there. I dig it up. He cut it and I dig it up. And so that's what we are going to do, because there's a lot of stumps sticking out and that can kind of be dangerous. But because it was raining for 2 days, the ground is really soft. So the stumps are not very hard to come out. All you have to do is just give them a little dig and then they come out pretty easily. So yeah, my hubby's gonna just cut out all the stumps. So the biggest stumps were harder to come out. So what my husband did was kind of cut them in the middle, and then once he cut them in the middle, you kind of split them. They split in half, as you can see he's doing here, and then we pulled out as much as we can, and it was much easier to work with them. And that little pile that you see in the middle there, it's just like a little pile that I am going to burn because it's just pure stumps. And I'm going to use a patch in the middle there to plant some cucumbers because cucumbers love areas that has a lot of ashes. So that's exactly what I'm doing there. So I was having some major problem with the waka. The first set of walking that I did, the waka started really quickly and it worked really well. But now it was not starting for me. I don't know what was happening. So of course I tried it like a couple of times and it just wouldn't start. So I had to get my husband to start it for me. And eventually it started and it was working. So the waka start having difficulty again. It was working perfect, and all of a sudden it just refused to work. So I was there trying to start it. It wouldn't start. Again, I had to call my husband to the rescue to fix it, and he had to put some gas into it and fix something inside of it because I'm not familiar with all these kind of things. And then he was just giving me some instructions and telling me what to do and stuff like that. And as you can see, we're really trying hard to make it start. It eventually started. We had to clean it out and blah blah blah. But anyways, it started to work again, and I was able to finish walking the rest of the area. Okay, y'all. I mean, I'm tired, but I'm happy because I get this area completely cleared, completely dug out. Let me turn the camera around so you guys can see where I am talking about.
Mommy, what? Mommy, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Yeah, hold on.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Hold on. So if you look right there behind me here, this is all the work that I did for a couple of hours, and I got all the place cleared. I used my walker and I used my little, how you call that? Um, anyways, the tiller, yeah. So I used my walker and my tiller to till up the ground, and now all my holes are ready. I'm going to plant corn and peas.
And chocolate.
Not chocolate. But guys, I want to show you guys what I found in there. Do you see these things here?
Yeah.
Look at these nasties.
No, baby.
They are grubs, and there's a few of them in there. So that tells me that I really got to be careful. I'm planning to put some, I know grubs do not affect beans and peas and stuff like that, but I'm putting some brassicas, and I wanted to plant some potatoes there. But I think I am not going to plant potatoes there because these grubs like to eat potatoes, so I'm not gonna do that. Plant potatoes somewhere else. But I'm
No,
gonna
no,
give
we can plant them, but we have to rid of the grubs first.
yes, we have to plant them, but we're gonna get rid of the grub first. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna send my daughter to give these grubs to the chickens because they're gonna have a feast. Bye bye grubs. See you. Get out of my garden. Go give it to the chickens.
Okay,
All right.
and I see two babies.
They're not babies. They're just.
I just saw two.
My daughter, she's so like, oh, they're baby grubs. They blah blah blah. Just give it to the chickens and they yum that up. I don't want them anywhere near my garden. So I'm gonna go plant some beans, but before I plant, I'm gonna show you all the things that is gonna go into the garden there. And yeah, we're gonna continue to work on this new garden until everything is planted. Yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing. And look, you all, we got a visit while we're out here. Look who is here. Yes, our turkeys. We have about 30 turkeys in our forest, and they come to visit us every now and then. They come on the lawn, on the grass, or they fly up on top of the chicken coop. They're massive, guys, and they're very beautiful. They have lots of nice colors on them. So we're just remaining very quiet so they can walk across because they don't like any excitement or any sudden movement. So we're just filming them and just staying still. My son went across there, and of course they ran into the neighbor's field. So yeah, we're just watching them. They're so beautiful. During COVID, people came and shoot a lot of them that was on the other side in the farmer's field. And we were so sorry about that. But these ones, they have babies and they're still in our forest. So we're not going to hurt them or anything. We're just there to admire them. And guys, they are just massive. This is the second set. These are a smaller set, but we have like a massive, like tall set. And they're just gorgeous to watch.